In this lecture, we would like to discuss the best directors Oscar winners since 1929. So, in the very introduction relating to the Oscars, Academy Award for Best Director, that we have compiled only those popular and famous directors since 1929 winning the Oscar or Academy Awards for Best Directors, presented annually by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences of United States of America, located in Beverly Hills, California. It honors outstanding achievement by a director in a movie from a given year as determined by the Academy's voting members at the first Academy Awards or Oscar ceremony in the month of May. In 1929, the award recognized the work in films from 1927 up to 1928. It was offered in two categories, drama and comedy. However, the two Oscars were subsequently combined into one award that covered all genres in additions, beginning with the seventh ceremony. In 1935, only work in movies released the previous year was eligible for consideration. The winning directors are given a gold-plated statue known as Oscar. So, John Ford has won the most Academy Award for Best Director, almost 4 Oscars for Best Director, and Frank Capra and William Wheeler each have received 3 Academy Awards. Other notable recipients include Catherine Bigelow, who is the first woman to win the award in the year 2010. Then Ang Lee, the first director of color to win 2006, and Choli Jiao, the first woman of color to win 2021. So, we would like to discuss the best directors, and as we have compiled the most popular and famous director, and in the year 1929 for the best drama, Frank Borzage won the Best Director Awards for Seventh Heaven, and it was released in 1927. And for Best Comedy, it was won by Louis Milestone for the film Two Arabian Nights, which was released in 1927. Then in 1930, the Best Director Awards was won by Frank Lloyd for the movie The Divine Lady, and it was released in 1928. Then in 1931, the Best Directors Award went to Louis Milestone, and it was relating to the movie All Quiet on the Western Front, made in 1930. And in 1932, it was director Norman Torog for the movie Skippy, which was made in 1931. And in 1933, Frank Borzage won the Best Director Oscar for Bad Call, which was made in 1931. And in 1934, it was Frank Lloyd who won the Best Director Oscar for Cavalcade, which was made in 1933. And in 1935, it was Frank Capra, the Best Director of Oscar won for the movie It Happened One Night. And in the year 1936, it was John Ford, the Informer, the movie for which he was coveted with the award. And in 1937, it was again Frank Capra for the movie Mr. Deeds Goes to Town. And in 1938, it was Leo McCree for the movie The Awful Truth. Again in 1939, Frank Capra won the Best Director of Oscar for the movie You Can't Take It With You. And in the 1940, it was Victor Fleming received the Best Oscar for Director for the movie Gone with the Wind. And in 1941, it was John Ford for the movie The Grapes of Wrath. In 1942, it was John Ford again for the movie How Green Was My Valley. And in 1943, it was William Wilder for the movie Mrs. Miniver. And in 1944, it was Michael Curtis for the great movie that was Casablanca. And in 1945, it was Leo McCarey for the movie Going My Way. And in 1946, it was Billy Wilder for the movie The Last Weekend. And in 1947, William Wilder again won the Best Director Oscar for the Best Years of Our Lives, the movie. Then in 1948, it was Elia Kazan for the movie Gentleman's Agreement. In 1949, it was John Huston for the movie The Treasure of the Sierra Madre. And in 1950, it was Joseph L. Mankiewicz for the movie A Letter to Three Wives. And in 1951, again, Joseph L. Mankiewicz also won the Best Director Oscar for the movie All About Eve. And in 1952, it was George Stevens won for the movie A Place in the Sun. And in 1953, it was again John Ford for the movie Quiet Man. And in 1954, Fred Zinman for the movie From Here to Eternity. In 1955, it was Elia Kazan for the movie On the Waterfront. In 1956, it was Delbert Mann for the movie Marty. And in 1957, it was George Stevens for the movie Giant. And in 1958, it was David Lynn, the Best Director for Oscar for the movie The Bridge on the River Kwai. And in 1959 it was Vincent Minnelli for Girgi. And in 1960 it was again William Wheeler for the best director for the best film ever made in Hollywood, and it was Ben-Hur. And in 1961 it is Billy Wilder for the movie The Apartment. 1962 the award went to Robert Wise and Jeremy Robbins for the movie West Side Story. The 1963 award went to David Lynn for the great movie made in the 60s in the Hollywood, and it was Lawrence of Arabia. Then in 1964 it was Tony Richardson for the movie Tom Jones. 1965 Best Oscar Director went to George Cukor for the movie My Fair Lady. 1966 Best Oscar Directors Award went to Robert Wise for the movie The Sound of Music. 1967 Oscar for Best Director went to Fred Gene Man for the movie A Man for All Seasons. 1968 Best Oscar went to the director Mike Nicholas for the movie The Graduate. 1969 Best Oscar for director went to Carl Reed for the movie Oliver. 1970s Best Director for Oscar went to John Singer for the movie Midnight Cowboy. 1971 Oscar for Best Director went to Franklin J. Schaffner for the movie Patton. 1972 award of Oscar went to William Friedkin for the movie The French Connection. 1973 award went to Bob Fosse for Cabaret. 1974 award went to George Royal for the movie The Sting. 1975 award went to the great director and most popular director Francis Ford Coppola for the movie The Godfather Part 2. And in 1976 it went to Milos Forman for the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. 1977 Best Director Award went to John G. Avildsen Dance for the movie Rocky. 1978 Oscar for Best Director went to one of the eminent directors of Hollywood, Woody Allen, for the movie Annie Hall. And in 1979 it went to Michael Cimino for the movie Deer Hunter. And in 1980 the Oscar for Best Director went to Robert Benton for the most popular movie Karma vs. Karma. 1981 Best Director Award for Oscar went to Robert Redford for the movie Ordinary People. 1982 award went to Warren Beatty for the movie Reds. And 1983, Best Director Awards went to Richard Attenborough for the movie Gandhi. And 1984, Best Director Award went to James L. Brooks for the movie Terms of Endearment. 1985 award went to Milos Forman for the great movie Amadeus. 1986 award went to Sidney Pollock for the movie Out of Africa. And 1987 Best Director award went to Oliver Stone for the movie Platoon. 1988 Best Director award went to Bernardo Bertolucci for the movie The Last Emperor. 1989 Best Director for Oscar went to Barry Levinson for the great movie Rain Man. 1990 went to Oliver Stone again for the movie Born on the 4th of July. 1991 Best Director for Oscar went to Kevin Costner for the movie Dances with the Wolves. 1992 Oscars went to Jonathan Demme, The Silence of the Lambs. 1993 Best Director Awards for Oscar went to Clint Eastwood for the movie Unforgiven. 1994 award went to Steven Spielberg for the movie Schindler's List. 1995 award went to Robert Zemeckis for the movie Forrest Gump. 1996 award for Best Director went to Mel Gibson for the movie Braveheart. 1997 Best Director awards went to Anthony Minghella for the movie The English Patient. 1998 award for the Best Director Oscar went to James Cameron for the award Best Film Made by Hollywood, Titanic. And in 1999 it was again Steven Spielberg for the Best Director Oscar for the movie Saving Private Ryan. And in 2002 it went to Shawn Mendes for the movie American Beauty. And in 2001 it went to Steven Spielberg again for the movie Traffic. In 2002 it went to Ron Howard for the movie A Beautiful Mind. And in 2003 it went to Roman Polanski as the Best Director for the movie The Pianist. In 2004 the Best Direction or Director Award went to Peter Jackson for the most popular and renowned movie made in Hollywood, The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. And in 2005 again, Clint Eastwood won the Best Director Oscar for the movie $1 Million Baby. And in 2006 it was Ang Lee who won the Best Director for the movie Brokeback Mountain. In 2007 it was Martin Scorsese who won the Best Director for Oscar for the movie The Departed. In 2008, it was Joel and Ethan Cohen for the Best Director of Oscar for the movie No Country for Old Men. In 2009, it was Danny Boyle for the movie Small Dog Millionaire, which was made almost in India in the city of Bombay, which won the Best Director Oscar for Danny Boyle in 2009, and in 2010 it was Catherine Bigelow for the Best Director for the movie The Hurt Locker. 2011 Best Director for Oscar went to Tom Hooper for the movie King's Speech. 2012 Best Director for Oscar went to Michael Hanbenisius for the movie The Artist. The 2013 Best Director Oscar again went to Ang Lee for the movie Life of Pi. 2014 Best Director for Oscar went to Alfonso Cuarón for the movie Gravity. 2015 Best Director Oscar went to Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu for the movie Batman or the Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance. In the year 2016, the Best Director for Oscar went to Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu again for the movie The Reverend. In 2017, Best Director of Oscar went to Damien Chazelle's La La Land. And 2018, Best Director Oscar went to Guillermo del Toro for the movie The Shape of Water. That the 2019 Best Director for Oscar went to Alfonso Cuarón for the movie Roma, and in 2020 it went to Bong Joon-ho for the movie Parasite. 2021 went to Chole Zhao for the movie Nomadland. 2022 Best Director for Oscar went to Jane Campion for the movie The Power of the Dog. 2023 Best Oscar went to Daniel Quayle and Daniel Sidat for the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once. The 2024 Best Director award went to Christopher Nolan for the movie Oppenheimer. The 2025 Best Director Oscar went to Shin Becker for the movie Anora. And in particular in this year, as the Academy Awards was declared in the month of February in 2026, this year's Best Director Oscar award went to Paul Thomas Anderson for the movie one battle after another show in a war. Next, upcoming lecture will discuss about the Oscar Best Actress for those best pictures.